Alright everybody, welcome to another Blades and Blasters System Light production. Tonight is Exosuit, which is going to be a mecha game that came up with after watching way too much Gundam. The following people are in it. Go ahead and start from the left. Ian, you can introduce your character and stuff.
Hello everyone, I am Ain Wolf. Tonight I will be playing Fritz Jäger. Appears to be a young neo-German, neo-Russian mech who borderlines on a kamikaze self-destructive mentality. He likes to get in close and cause lots of damage just for the thrill of it all.
Alright. Lujak.
Hey yo, this is Cypher playing Lujak tonight. Lujak is the squad leader of, what are we? Alpha Squadron. Lujak is actually, before the war started, he was a history teacher. Saw his entire school being destroyed by the shock and awe bombs that took out the west coast of the United States. Right after that, he joined the military, and since then he's been fighting the good fight. And he hopes to kick some ass tonight. Demi.
How's it going? I'm Demi. I'll be playing Daryl. I'm a construction worker, who is missing two legs after a tragic accident that killed many of my co-workers. Fell into a bit of depression in the hospital. My bro Lujak talked me out of it, joined the Alliance, and I prefer fighting at a distance.
And Sim 181 or Elsie, or I think that's her name. She's a new member to the Exosuit program, and she's inexperienced. Has quick reflexes though, but when things don't go our way, and shows. And she's flying a nice new experimental mech. So let's see how dangerous that could get.
Alright. And we will begin. Alright. There'll be a couple handouts here. First one, the Millennial Turn War. Humanity's progression over the second millennia saw incredible advances in technology. The first space colonies were launched into the stars. The energy crisis was nearly solved with the advent of mass solar harnessing. Breakthroughs were made with curing dangerous diseases such as cancer, and lifespans were generally extended by an improved quality of life, or even the poorest of the poor had access to medical care and work opportunities. War and terrorism, though ever present, had a minimal impact on the world, at least up until July 2nd of 3000 AD. As of 2995, the world had largely consolidated into several superpowers in order for the ideologies to maintain a delicate balance necessary to maintain peace. The threat of war was ever present, but the constant progression in espionage in the shadows kept the balance relatively even. However, in 2997, the Eastern Empire, headed up by former countries such as Russia, Japan, and India, began work on a secret project known as the Exosuit Initiative. The greatest minds in the Empire came together to create the first MPE, or mass-produced exosuits, for the Imperial War effort. This was the power play made by the Empire to become the dominant and single government entity on Earth in order to unite and advance the world under their dominion. It was not until 2999 that the Western Alliance spies discovered the project, and Alliance research began on trying to catch up despite being 4 years behind. Once the Empire caught one of the Alliance's efforts, a determination was made that would decide the fate of billions. The Empire decided to formulate a strike plan to start and finish a war in a shock and awe approach. A plan was hatched for an alpha strike at several Alliance locations in the Western Hemisphere, and deals were made with the Martian colonies to launch simultaneous assaults on neutral or Western sympathetic colonies in space. July 2nd, 3080 would become a date that lived in infamy, as the plan was put into action. Hundreds of thousands died in only the first day of the war, as the Western Alliance reacted in its territory. The African Union of Nations backed the Empire out of fear due to proximity, while the Polynesian Accord decided to remain neutral in the face of the conflict. Several space colonies involve themselves one way or the other. Major colonies like Luna back in the Alliance and Mars back in the Empire. Only a few others remain neutral. Fighting quickly spread to the stars, the Alliance fighting desperately to hold every scrap of ground they possessed. The conflict known as the Millennial Turn War had begun in earnest, and would quickly become the bloodiest conflict the world had ever seen. It has been 2 years since the fighting began. The war is mostly at a stalemate, though the Alliance has recovered from their initial shock. An offensive is mounting among the Alliance forces to break through and hit vital production facilities owned by the Empire. The war must end, one way or the other, for humanity to preserve itself. And then the next one. The SS Guiding Light is the battleship that Alpha Squadron is stationed on. It is a well-traveled, experienced crew that pilots this mighty ship. The Guiding Light and its MPs have been to many places planetside and a part of many major conflicts. And that is where you are, in the mess hall here. Right now, heading to Eastern Hemisphere, sort of in the Saudi Arabia, that sort of general area in the Middle East. It's been pretty heavy fighting. Right now you're on a very short break period. A lot of preparations being made, repairs to exosuits, briefings, things like that. This is some of the first real downtime you guys have had, so feel free to RP as you would like.
Lujak is quietly sitting at the table looking at the 2 new recruits that have joined his group. He knows Daryl and he trusts him, but he's not quite sure about the 2 new recruits. He kind of looks at Fritz. Fritz, you were in the Eastern Bloc, weren't you, before all this started?
Fritz is currently lost in a data pad that he has. He's basically running potential modifications he can make, as well as current system checks on the ones that he has made. Basically just lost in that, and takes a second for him to realize that he's being addressed, and when he is, he snaps his attention up towards Lujak and places the data pad down to the side, his eyes still looking at it, but he'll ultimately nod and he'll go, "Yeah," he says, "Yeah, I was born in the Eastern Bloc, where Neo-Germany meets Neo-Russia. So I've seen my share of conflict."
And you okay with hitting back at these guys with all you got?
Oh, you have no idea how much I'm wanting to get back into this war. Because my mama and my papa, they did not shove me in the sewer system for me just not to do anything. I would return home and we shall prove victorious.
Good. I've been reading your combat record, and one thing's for certain. You're a bit of a wild card.
Why do you say that, Commander? Is it not to destroy the enemy? All I do is try to find the best means to do so.
That is true, but I want my men to return. No dead heroes here.
Just kind of looks, he's young buck, looks like maybe he's 19, 23 at the oldest. He just kind of lets out a sigh. He wants to protest, but he just goes, "As you say."
With hearing Lujak say men return, he's gonna look up. What do you mean men? That's horrible.
Amazing.
You know very well what I mean, Miss Narvo. Men, women, all the same. I just want my people to return. No heroics out there.
No heroics.
So what's this crazy new suit that you got? What can it do?
Well, I'm still playing with it. I'm not exactly sure what happens with it yet, but it's built to kill, that's for sure.
You go in there not knowing what your suit does, the only person who's gonna be killed is you.
I'm sure that's what the Imperials thought when I ambushed them in their own mech suit and wiped them all out on my colony.
Well, that's an ambush. You had the element of surprise, right? This is real combat we're gonna be going into. It's a bit different, you ask me.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Fritz don't like the idea that attention's being taken away from him and all females. So he immediately jumps in. He goes, "I for one am looking for combat." He says, "I have proven my worth in the simulators over and over again, and I for one know exactly what my mech is capable of. I've even made modifications to it. I can shear off an opponent's legs. The Jägermeister is very, very good."
Is that so? You looking to prove yourself on the battlefield?
Yeah, I am looking to be victorious for all of us in the Eastern Empire.
That's good and all, but talk means nothing when you're out there in the field.
You guys are in the Alliance, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's fine. That's why I can't wait to get on the battlefield.
There'll be enough fighting out there for all of us.
Oh, I hope so.
But remember this. Don't get sucked in. Stay close. Fight as a team. Daryl does Overwatch. So
I understand, Herr Commandant.
Gonna just whisper to Lou Jack. These recruits get younger and younger.
we stay the same, eh?
I guess we're stuck babysitting for now, though.
Look over to Elise like, what are they saying that's so funny?
I don't know. I didn't hear them, but I imagine something about us being young or something.
Whatever. And he'll just go grab his data pad and slide it back and start resuming his schematic check, loadouts and payouts on them.
All right. Anything else? You guys want to proceed?
No. Blue Jack is just contemplating the fight ahead and how he's going to keep these two young guns safe.
All right. So you guys are sitting there chilling for a while, and then Lujack gets a call to speak with the captain. It's a direct page, and you recognize the page. Here, one moment, I'll bring that up here.
As the page comes through, he kind of lets his group know, like, heads up. I think we're gonna have some fight ahead of us.
Immediately put the data pad away and perk up. Just like, oh yeah.
Sounds fun to me. Can't wait.
Start straining to read Blue Jack's expressions as if I could picture what he's being told.
Okay. Is that gonna drag out? I'm sorry, my computer's being slow as hell.
No worries.
So, Lujack, you're called to go speak with the captain.
Lujack gets up from the table and makes his way, and as soon as he sees the captain,
Sergeant Lujack. Shit, Sergeant? Yes. Sergeant Lujack. I appreciate you coming to speak with me.
Not at all, Captain. What is it that we can do for you?
He rises up. He's got a cane. He's got that very dignified look on his face, but he is getting older. And he sort of shuffles over. Points to the screen. We're going in to what used to be Saudi Arabia before it was dismantled by the Eastern Empire. Our forces are fighting there along the deserts and mountain ranges. We're going to be deploying you nearby a friendly unit who's being overrun. We'll be there within the hour. I need you and your team ready to drop him as soon as possible.
Affirmative, Captain. We'll be ready.
Good. Get you and your recruits down to the hangar bay. Start going through final preparations before...
Did you say something after final preparations? You cut out for a bit.
Yeah, final preparations for the drop.
Okay, cool.
That's it.
We'll go, Captain. And then he kind of gives him a crisp salute and waits for him to be dismissed.
And he goes and sits down. Dismiss. Do well, Sergeant.
With that, Lujak turns around and walks back to the group. All right. Orders to ship out. We have to go down to planet side. Help out under the unit. They're being overrun. We drop in an hour. Get ready.
Right away, Herr Commandant. Brusquely just haul ass away from the table as fast as he can.
Copy that, Sergeant.
Big grin on his face the whole way he's running.
And as he's walking away, he just lets Daryl know it looks like the fighting is bad down there. There's already another mech unit that seems to be overwhelmed. Just be on the lookout.
All right. So, you guys head down to the hangar, and everybody starts to work on their respective mechs. Lujak, the tried and true, newer MPE model. MPE2 mass produced. A few custom modifications on here if you want to go through some of the stuff you have.
Sure. Give me a minute. Hold on. So the MPE2 that Lujak is piloting has it's got a repair pack on it. So Lujak does a bit of both fighting and keeping the unit operating at 100% efficiency. Weapons-wise, it's got the Reaper 125mm auto rifle and a forehead-mounted 85mm autocannons. He's also got a heat sword when he wants to get like up and close and personal with the other mech and kind of go melee combat.
And then Daryl's mech, I believe it's the LRE-3.
It's got a nice long beam rifle, 6 salvos of micro missiles, and a 180mm shoulder cannon. Not too good up close, but if they were up close, I've failed my job, really.
Elise's experimental suit.
It's got experimental beam rifle, torso-mounted beam blasters, and forearm-mounted beam blades.
And last but certainly not least, the MP2 custom for Fritz.
Yeah, Fritz's mech does not appear to be heavily armored with guns and such. He does have two forearm-mounted spray cannons, 115mm spray cannons. But the main thing that he has is forearm energy swords. He likes to overcharge these for extra oomph when he gets in close. He literally likes to punch and cut and slice. Looks like the legs are lightly armored and thickened myomar reinforcing so he can close distances really, really fast. And he's currently kissing his hand and placing it upon the iron cross over its chest. It's got the red, yellow, and black symbols of the German flag in the center of the iron cross.
All right. So you guys are each getting your respective mechs ready, along with engineers and such, helping you suit up. And you start getting the warning alarm, just a vroom, vroom, it's constant. Just imagine a bit of Star Wars in there. And you get a loudspeaker. Alpha Squadron, prepare to drop. Make final preparations. Launch in 5 minutes. And leave you to your respective.
Yep. Lujak does one final quick systems test. Runs through all the diagnostics, ensures that the cannons cycle properly and the targeting functions are all operational. He ensures that the repair servos are all operational and working, because he feels he's going to need it. There's some, he can't shake this feeling, but he just feels that it's going to be a tough fight today. He kind of looks around at his other squad mates and he nods his head.
No better way for it to go down, Sergeant.
No sooner than Fritz has kissed his hand and placed it upon the cross, he hops in frantically when he hears the alarm going off. Basically, as he pulls down the harness bar around him, like the roller coaster rides and stuff, pulls that down around him, he's flipping up with his left hand the switches for the preliminary power up. And no sooner than he does that, he reaches, once he gets the bar down with his right hand, he grabs the control throttle and begins to flip up the plastic flips off of the missiles and, with buttons, get that going. And then ultimately, while the systems are still booting up, he'll grab his dog tags, from the front of his chest, hold them up, and he'll basically kiss those and say a little prayer to his mama and his papa. Then he'll tuck them down inside of his shirt, finish getting ready as it boots up.
All right, so after a very short, tense wait, certainly some sweat coming off the brow, the launch preparations begin. Of course, Sergeant out first, then they followed each with both the new recruits, and lastly Duchovny coming out the very, very back. And you are launched into the desert quickly into combat. And when you land, I'll go ahead and give another handout. As you deploy from the hangar and descend to the earth below, you see a trio of friendly MP-2s in combat with the enemy. One of the MPs is hit by a massive shell from a tank in the legs, followed up by a barrage of automatic fire from an Imperial MP to tear it to shreds. The other two attempt to fall back as you arrive, but their damage is mounting. And, expose you guys here. And you can position yourselves how you want in this case. As you're coming down, it's frantic. Over your comms, you hear just mass amounts of gunfire and explosions. As the other pilots are on the ground calling for immediate assistance. We need help, we're being overrun! It's constant over gunshots. Damn it! Where the hell's Alpha Squadron? And you see them putting out bursts of fire, these steadily advancing between dunes and behind ITVs, Imperial tank designs that are made. Beginning of the war.
And just as we had dropped off from the guiding light, and as soon as we touched down, 3-point landing, Lujak comes over the comms and he says, "Alpha Squadron in position. Concentrate fire and take out the tanks."
Is this just like a plain, like sand, or are there any structures, or?
No, you guys are straight out in the middle of the desert. There's structures out in the distance. You're assuming it's one of the Imperial bases, but this force of your allied force has been pushed back very far. You see this carcasses of MPEs and everything strewn out all over the place. It's been a horrible battle before you guys got here.
Fritz immediately toggles the controls to his mech to reverse the coolant flow of the lower extremities of his mech and increase the intake on his uppers. That way he's not sucking sand into his mech. To compensate for the environment, as soon as he gets the orders for the tanks, that's the first thing he says. He says, "Roger that!" He says, "Take out the tanks!" And he'll immediately lunge forward to engage one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so with just to give everybody an idea of far, because range is a factor in this one, I wanted to kind of add some layers to it. So range, melee attacks, of course, require close range. All ranged weaponry is typically mid to long range. The Coveney is the only one who's at long range of everything. Everybody else is within medium range with Fritz's move. In order to move and close the distance or create distance, it's a opposed reflex roll. Oh no, you're fine. You can go. Players always go first for this unless I say otherwise. So to move up on him to close that distance, it'll be opposed reflex between you and the tank. And then you can make your attack if you pass it. Otherwise, he somehow escapes and maintains mid.
Opposed reflex?
Yep.
Okay, so I'll get a 1 die bonus for aggressive.
Yep. So if you don't beat that, I'll be amazed. I actually don't think you can fail that, so... Yeah, you easily close the distance on this tank, so you can go ahead and make a melee attack against it.
Yeah, he just goes hauling ass across the desert, does that 1 foot up leap, and then as he does, his forearm swords come out, and he just comes down and crosses them into the top, or trying to, in theory, crosses them as he does a downward strike into the tank.
It's another reflexes.
Before he... okay, good.
No, yeah, he can. If you want to do something, you can.
Yeah, so before he actually does that, with that command that Lujak said, go for the tanks, he's kind of using his combat experience to basically guide his squad to achieving victory. So I would want to do like a will roll to give a +1d.
Sure.
To a squad mate's next action.
Sure. Go ahead. Target number 12.
Target number 12. Will roll.
There you go.
Yes.
So Ian's gonna get you're gonna get an additional die on your reflex roll.
Okay. The way that aggressive sounds is it's only when movement is involved. It's just attempting to close the distance. It doesn't apply to attacks, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. But I still will get 1 for...
You can just act like you're using a luck die essentially, but not expend it.
Yeah.
Or a luck point. Oh yeah, you hit him. Roll strength.
I do not wish to use shock at all, though it would be cool for the first thing. I might, let's see. Yeah, I will 1 luck point to double the damage.
Alright, so he'll take 2 instead of 1. And go ahead and describe how that looks.
So he's very eager to prove himself. As soon as, like he said, as soon as he's got the command, he's like, "Roger that! Destroy the tanks!" And he starts hauling ass. He does this heroic leap up, and as he does, the swords come out, and he drives down right to the front and hits like the back of the turret and the right side tread of it. And then as he does, he overcharges the swords, and then he just like thrusts upward, and it pops and like friggin' tears a huge chunk out of it. Kind of like lifts the top of the turret up, out, and then it settles back down all kinds of wonky where the metal's been cut and shorn through.
Oh yeah, you mess this thing, you tear through it. I mean, these are heavily armored tanks, and it's just like through butter, like slicing through butter, just shears off a great portion of the metal, even cuts into the treads a bit, so it's all kind of wonky. They're rapidly trying to back away from this MP that just rolled up on them very quickly. So next, whoever wants to go.
I'll go ahead and go next.
Go ahead.
I'm just gonna like, all right, Fritz. That was amazing. I am impressed.
And that's his turn.
It takes a lot, all right. All right. So, how far is medium range?
This is all medium range. You're close range when you're actually just straight up engaged with them.
All right.
You're medium right now.
All right. With that, I'll use she'll use her experimental rifle here and shoot at the tank in front of her, right?
Alright, reflex.
No, it says like add 1d to reflex, right? That's not a bonus, no, it's automatic.
For, what is it? Is once per round, yeah. You can add 1d to any reflex test.
Okay.
That goes for the entire round as far as defense and offense, though.
Alright, so once I use it for the round, I don't get it for the defense part either, right?
Yeah, you wouldn't get it for if they shoot at you, you wouldn't be able to use it on it.
Alright, let me hold on to it then.
Alright.
Alright.
Heavily armored tanks, pretty.
What's the target on these tanks?
You just put the post, so you beat him.
Oh, okay,
And now, I believe, let me read my own rules here. Damage. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so it's like, oh, that can't be right. I made this way more complicated than it needed to be. Yeah, do I think it's sense versus sense for range. So do sense.
What was that? You robotic out?
It says damage is determined by strength versus sense.
Yeah, I feel like that's fucking wrong though, because then Narva wouldn't do any good. Let me look at the talents again. I had this figured out before, but then.
So what do you want me to do for damage?
Yeah, it's got to be sense because otherwise the Covenant would do nothing new. So yeah, we'll do sense. I'm gonna change it. Reflex, yeah. Sense versus sense.
Hey, Ghost, you want to drop to VC2 and then back to VC1? Your voice is doing that robotic thing.
Sure.
So I roll a sense. This is the sense, right? That's what he's
Yeah, I
saying.
think it's. I think it should even be sense versus app. But we'll sense versus sense. I think makes sense.
Alright. So you got me. Alright, I'll roll that now.
Oh shit! Wow.
Damn.
That's the greatest tank driver who's ever lived.
Yes, it is. I fall down.
Whoa. So, I mean, you hit it, but, like, you see this tank, like, you had a bead on this thing. Like, it was straight towards the middle. You see this tank pull off the sickest U-turn you've ever seen. This vehicle, like, this is a massive tank, and it's just like on a dime turns, and it's a glancing shot. It hits it. You see armors and chunk come off. It's an amazing. Barely hit that thing after having it locked in. Wow.
Well, guys, that tank driver is really good. You better watch out for him.
Vin Diesel's in that one. Look out.
Alright, so Lou Jack used his action to assist, Fritz attacked, Narvo attacked the Covenant now.
Alright, seeing that Elise sort of missed her target, I'm gonna show her how it's done. I'm at long range right now, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so I can add 1d to my ref.
Yep. That is correct.
So I'm aiming at the treads of that tank that just did that sick move, that sick dodge. I'm gonna shoot my shoulder-mounted cannon, and then 1d6 on top of that.
Yeah. You should have a skill check thing. That rolls it. You don't have that here?
What's up?
You should have a skill check thing that rolls
I just
for you.
clicked on ref on reflex, like on the macro bar.
Yeah, if you click your token, it should pop up
Yeah.
macros.
Yeah, skill check.
Yeah, click your token, not the macro. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. We'll use the first one. 14 versus 5. Alright. And then sense versus sense.
Yeah. Why are those different rolls though? So like for the first one it was 5d6 and the second one was 3d6.
Maybe your sheets. No, your reflex is 3.
Yeah.
So it should be 46. If you're at long range. Yeah.
I know what that was about because I literally just clicked. Oh, it's probably using a different person, huh?
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's weird. Yeah, I just try to click on the token for it, so... Huh. You'd still get an additional die, so roll the additional die for it. Even with that, you still would have hit, because the additional die was a 3, so 7.
Alright, now I'm rolling,
Sense. Still just 1 point. Wow, this gets nuts.
That's it, big boy. Show me how it's done.
that was my shoulder-mounted cannon, you know?
You got a
So
cannon now, right?
So you fire at this thing again, and shoulder cannon again, shooting at the treads. You take off a pretty good portion of it. It's moving a lot slower now, but it just won't go down. And then the allies, your allies, what will they do? They'll attack the. They're gonna attack the enemy MPs. Since this is the top one fighting over there, he's shooting his Reaper
Nice.
auto cannon at him. Ooh, beats him up. Yeah, you see the top fight between those two MPs going pretty well. Your ally is ripping into him. Actually tears off a good portion of the armor on his shoulder of the other side. Bangs up the cockpit a bit, so that guy's not in good shape. And at the bottom, oh no, misses entirely. The bottom MPE pilot seems to be in a bit of a panic. He's just firing one-handed, running away. Now it's their turn. Let's see. They're all content to stay in mid-range, that everybody who is. The ITV, who's next to Fritz, does not want to be anymore, so he's going to try to pull away. This is going to be opposed reflex for him to try to escape. No. So So he's kind of stuck. So in lieu, seeing that he's not going to get away, he's just going to try to point blank, and he's going to take a penalty because you're all over him. So it's going to be
swings that turret around to hit me and knock me off, and I leap, then jump back on and start pulling out mechanical components. Then I realize the barrel is too close for comfort. I'm like, oh, 9.
Oh, if that hits you, you get some pull.
Reflex.
Yeah. Oh, no way. Whew.
Like a ballerina, just spin around to the other side of the barrel as it keeps holding on to it.
Yeah, just flies out, shell flies past and lands next to the Covenant in the sand. The other ITV is not a fan of being shot at, and best shot is on Narvo, so this is going to be an opposed reflex as well.
Alright.
Oh god. Great driver, not much of a shooter.
You gotta dance better than that.
And this is, again, just diving, dodging around, flies past. Now it's the MPEs. Gonna return fire on the one that shot him here at the top. That is a hit. That's not going to do much. So they're sort of exchanging back and forth up top, those mechs. This one is actually going to try to move into close range a bit to screen for its tank with Fritz. So I'm assuming you're comfortable with staying in there with...
Yeah, it would just be defensive.
Okay. So he's gonna... Pulls out a... Let's see what these guys have. I know I gave him something fun. Yeah, he pulls out a heat sword. You see this sword come out. It's just a regular plain old sword saber, but then it heats up and starts to glow. And he comes at you with it.
Pop out the old force blade and try to parry.
11.
We got a Jedi battle going.
And he drops his auto cannon he was using entirely and just is two-handing it, trying to keep up with you and try to force you back.
Hold on to the barrel of the tank, holding up the other arm in defense.
This one's gonna fire at Lujack. It's the middle one there.
Okay. I believe I have something that allows me to roll will instead of what is that? No, sorry. What is that? Wise and experienced.
Yeah, you can roll if you're hit by a ranged attack. You roll intelligence instead of sense, because that way you use
Okay. So what do I roll now for this attack that you just did?
reflex.
Reflex.
To defend against it, yeah. Try to avoid it. Oh yeah, no way. Didn't even touch you.
Yeah. Lou Jack just does like he just quickly turns around, basically does a 180 flip, ensuring that the projectile just misses him by far.
Yeah, and you can tell this one's pretty green. He doesn't seem to know what he's doing. And the last one is actually going to shoot back at the MP that shot him. Hits. Only 1 point. Clips him as he's running away. tank driver seems to be the only one with any good sense around here. All right. All right, you guys again.
Lujak, seeing that Fritz is being kind of overrun, he's going to open up his main cannon on this Imperial MPE.
Go for it.
That would be what is
Reflex.
that? That is reflex.
Mm-hmm. Bit difficult in the melee. They're kind of going back and forth, and it's very hard to predict the movements. You fire past them, flies all over behind them. Who is next?
Fritz is going to continue. He just defended himself, pushes away the MP off of him, and then he spins backwards, trying to draw the barrel to the tank along with him. And then as he does, he uses his already extended force blade and drives it down deep to the back of the tank. He's trying to get it down there and basically pry the top of the tank off if he manages to defeat it.
Do it. Oh yeah. Roll strength. Oh, yeah, you describe how this looks.
Basically, as he spins, he tugs with his thick and Myanmar enforcement on the arm, just tugs and drags the turret against the way it's trying to counter him. And as he pulls it down, or back and towards, he drives the blade down in underneath and just pries the top of it off like an old pop top, and just sparks the whole thing up as it explodes, and he goes falling back into the sand. He's trying now, he de-extends the force blade. It looks like he's trying to grab the barrel of the top of the turret because he might use that as a weapon.
Oh shit. Oh yeah, and there, you know, you guys.
He'll actually spin around to the back of him as it comes off. Just.
Oh yeah, and it's a huge explosion.
Score one for the Alliance.
It just explodes. This massive geyser of red flame flies through the air. It's that's very much a destroyed tank. Who have we got? We got Narvo and Duchovny. Who's going?
I'll go ahead and go.
Alright.
Elsie's gonna look over at the Blue Jack. You see, Sarge, us young bucks, we ain't so bad now, are we? And at the same time, she's gonna point the rifle back at the tank again and take another shot.
Alright. Oh yeah. Sense.
With the luck die.
Say it with me. Oh man.
See, you dodged that one.
Oh no, you get him. Describe it.
But as she's looking over at Sarge, she's gonna point the plasma rifle up to the side and just take a shot at the tank. And if only he could see the smile on her face as it goes down.
Yeah, and the beam is sort of a delayed reaction. It just goes through sort of like the corner in through the middle and out the back and hits all the major components, fuel and everything. And it just sort of stops for a moment and then just internally constant successive explosions inside until it just ruptures and it's a carcass in the middle of the desert.
Hell yeah. That's how you do it, Sarge. I'll give you some pointers later if you want.
God.
And you can hear Lujak respond, "Enough chatter, keep the comms clean."
Duchovny.
So Daryl realizes that his shoulder cannon was not properly calibrated, so he switches over to his anti-personnel rifle. And he takes a pop shot off on this dude over here.
Alright, do it. That's a 14. And you can just roll with a luck die without, or with a luck point without expending the luck point. And that would
Okay.
include it in there. But yeah, 14 versus 12, you hit him. So go ahead and roll your sense. Show me your sense. Do 2 point. Oh, you smash this guy. You don't quite destroy him, but you wreck him. How's that?
So I level my rifle right over his head and I take a shot. It doesn't quite hit its mark. Hits him in the arm area. Maybe messes with that. Maybe it's not as functional as it used to be. His
Oh, yeah.
neck's taking some damage.
You see his arm sort of twist. So he's having to one hand the heat sword now, where he was two-handed it before. But yeah, you see a bunch of electric static popping out of his arms. Some wires are going. His arms just jerking all over the place. He's sort of staggering around. All right, and then the buddies. Oh no.
Oh.
Top guy misses. Bottom one. Does not.
Oh.
Does hit, but not very effective. Back to them. Okay. This one with the one arm is going to desperately try to fight Fritz. We'll use a luck die to try to hit you with the reflex, or a luck point.
Seeing how I had the barrel of the top part of the turret, I'll use that as a shield.
Oh god. Rolled like shit. Yeah, you parry that.
Bat it out the way with the dangling components underneath the turret.
Alright. Top MP is going to try to return fire on the one that was shooting at him earlier. That battle is just going on up there. Believe we said tie goes to defender before, didn't we? I never remember with these.
Yeah, usually in most games, ties go to the...
Let's go to the attacker or defender.
Usually in most systems, it's ties go to the defender.
Yeah, we'll do that. So yeah, it's very, very narrow, but he does miss. This one's gonna shoot at Narvo because she just destroyed a tank. Not a fan.
She's just gonna do a little dance around the little shot. Kind of shaking her booty a little bit.
And then the last one will take another shot at Narvo. And now because of the rules with range attacks, if there are multiple range attacks against the same target, they get an additional die.
Alright, I'll be using my bonus at this point then.
Alright.
You want me to use a luck die for the bonus?
Yeah, just don't expend it.
Roger that.
Oh, Jesus. So,
Let's do a pirouette.
yeah, it's just an aerial display. A lot of these suits can do like limited flight, but Narvo's is one of the few suits available that can actually fly and maintain flight.
Yes.
So hers,
Thrustering up and backwards.
oh yeah, just it's pretty ridiculous. It's just constant swirls and pirouettes, and they're both shooting at her, and it's just panic shooting. Even with them being in suits, it's just panic shooting, trying to hit something. Back to you guys again.
Uh,
I appreciate all the attention, boys.
Lujak's gonna hit the guy in the center with his forehead mounted cannons. So reflex. Oh god. Don't think that's gonna hit. No.
Ooh. No, he's shooting at Narvo. Maybe he tried to take advantage, but he sees you at the last second and just sort of ducks behind him. He cuts through the smoke of the burning tank and just sort of uses it to throw off the shot. So he's not as green as he looked before. Who's next?
Fritz, seeing how he managed to bat away the heat sword, he quickly spins around with the top part of the tank's turret in his hands, and he just gets on the mics and he goes, "Oh, look, a souvenir!" He looks at the wounded mech and its damaged arm, and he just goes like that, and he switches to broad speaker, and he goes, "No, thank you. You can have it." And he just spins with all his might and just uses it as a club to hit it.
Oh shit! Go ahead. You get a bonus die on the strength for hitting a motherfucker with tank.
Oh, what, on the damage?
Yeah, if you hit him. Oh shit.
Turn it up over there.
Oh my god. Alright. Tell me all about it.
Not much to tell, because as soon as he spins with all his might, he just connects with the top part of the mech and takes its head and head down to where the Adam's apple would be, or the shoulders off. Just knocks it off the opposing mech. Just like lets the turret go flying off along with it.
Yeah, so you hear him when you're standing over this broad speaker, he sees what's about to happen, and you hear him go off, "No!" and just smashes his head and sends it flying across the field. And the mech stands there and just like sputters for a minute, like spasming, and then rolls over to the side, and the upper torso just explodes. And the head rolls around the ground. It is thoroughly crushed in.
You got my oil around him.
That's now, Fraulein.
Who's next?
I'll go ahead,
Shit.
I'll go ahead and go. So as far as movement goes, how far can I move?
You could close into short range. You'd have to roll an opposed reflex against them, but
All right, I'm
on
gonna.
a failure, they just maintain the same range.
Gotcha. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and move there.
All right. So it's gonna be opposed reflex.
All right.
'Cause they don't want to be in close range with you. Well, that one doesn't. Oh yeah, no problem. We'll use that for both, because neither one of them want to be in close range with you. Yeah,
Alright.
no, they don't get to choose. So go ahead.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and take the one on the left and kind of look at him, do a little wave to him, you know. How's it going, big guy? And
Alright,
then
so melee attack.
yeah, melee.
Go ahead. Reflex versus reflex. And strength.
You want me to use strength or reflex?
Oh, it's reflex first, and then if you hit him, it's strength.
Alright.
You hit him. Go ahead and roll strength.
Her mech must be lightweight.
Oh yeah, hers is pretty.
Oh,
Okay.
jeez. Yeah, no.
So you hit him. You hit him. Yeah. It's a decent bit of damage, but it's not anything catastrophic. You tear off some chunks of his armor.
I can just picture it as hitting a big guy and him just kind of staring back at you still.
Yeah, he buckles a bit, but as you're pulling off to evade, he's trying to get his heat sword out. I believe
Oh, boy.
Duchovny.
Let's go for that kill steal, you know? That's all we do.
Top guy or who?
Which one's more damage? I think only one of them.
A
Which
couple
one
of
looks
them are
like it's
pretty
about to
beat
drop?
up. They've all been damaged. The one that's near Fritz is looking pretty rough. He took that big salvo from your ally.
Yeah, I gotta get revenge. You know, he stole my kill. The guy I shot in the arm.
All right. All right, you hit him. Oh man, crushed him. Defiant.
I had my sights on the guy I had previously shot, and all of a sudden gets hit with this part of a tank, and then there's some German guy just speaking some crap over the comms. I'm like, you know what, man? I gotta show up these new guys. So I quickly turn around and just pop off a shot, hits him right in the head, knocks it off.
Oh yeah. Just and then just ripples. Head explodes. Body spasms. Falls to the ground. And then the allies. Not gonna close into short, but he's gonna move down and take shots at the 2 MPs that remain. These guys have been great help, haven't they?
Now you know why they needed help to begin with.
Yeah. Oh. Wow. Didn't kill him, but did mess him up. And same thing here. They're gonna move around the edge, shooting at the one at the bottom. I'm not even gonna bother rolling against that. Literally can't do worse. So yeah, they both do some damage. They're sort of shooting as Elise is moving in and out and weaving through the traffic there. They're sort of shooting, and you're having to dodge them a fair bit, Elise, but as well your own allies. But they do their work. So the one up top here, it's back to them, I think. Yes, the one up top that's near you, Elise, is going to try to swing at you as you're moving around there with the sword, sort of flying around him.
Alright, now does the first attack get the bonus, or is it the second attack that gets the bonus?
It's the so you're technically doing
With that 2 attacks on 1 target.
Can anyone hear anything? Or
No,
my
Oh.
No, I don't hear if Ghost is speaking.
oh shit, did that come through?
Now
No.
you are.
Now I am. Okay, so they're going.
Cuts
You're
out,
gone.
Oh shit.
cuts out the important stuff.
Yeah, man, no one can hear anything.
Okay, hold on.
It's always there in the important stuff.
Okay, how do I sound now?
Perfect.
Okay, surround in combat, close combat melee, they both get the bonus.
Okay, alright.
Okay.
I'm gonna hold out for the second one at least then.
Okay, so reflex versus reflex on this one. Ooh, that's pretty good.
She's gonna waggle her finger at him, you know. Not good enough.
Holy shit, here we go. Here's the second one. So you're gonna use your bonus on this one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. As if you needed to.
It's alright.
Yep, crushed it. Didn't even touch you.
Just fly,
Alright.
just fly straight up as they're both swinging at you and hit each other's swords.
Nearly, yeah. It was. They're just kind of. It's kind of like when you're trying to hit a fly. you're just kind of flailing around a bit with the fly swatter. That's what they're trying to do, except they just can't get a hand on her. And they nearly hit each other a couple times, but they're at a loss.
No, boys, you can look, but you can't touch.
Whoever's next with this one.
Reserve parking.
Lujak, seeing the way the greens are fighting, he's gonna kind of come up on the mic. Excellent. Fritz, move up. Take that MPE out, and he's gonna use his experience to give Fritz a +1D if I succeed.
Right.
Ooh,
You did.
yes.
You did.
Fritz
All
gets
right,
a +1D.
That being said, Fritz will immediately respond. Ja, Volkmann, Commandant. Start basically channel the power that he usually uses from his force blades to his acceleration. Take off, trying to close the distance on that one through the dust.
And no opposed. They can't really get away at this point unless they just try to straight up run. So no opposed for you. You just get in. They're focusing on Narvlo.
Okay, and once he gets there, he'll just start opening up to the back of this thing's head and neck with his spray cannon.
Go ahead. You hit him. This one's gonna be sense for you because it's a ranged weapon, technically.
Did you use your 1D? Can you use your 1D on that?
Yeah, you did good. I mean,
But like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, you can. I'll be honest. It's gonna kill him. It's 1 point of damage guaranteed, and he only has 1 point left.
And the most I could get would be a 10 or an 8, so I wouldn't be able to hit him.
Yeah. That's all.
Yeah, I would have had him try to run Zypher, but they've got nowhere to go.
Yeah, now you know why I don't shoot. It made the most sense to shoot with the weapon, seeing how I just said that I was channeling sword power to close in distance.
So you spray this guy down. Does it look?
It's just annoying pepper fire that fucking over the shoulder and just tings off of his armored sections. Enough to let him know that somebody's behind him, but at the same time not effective to cause any type of damage. Let me guess, you can't talk.
Ghost, you there? We lost
Oh,
you.
for God's sakes! I don't know what's going on tonight, but
Ghost is ghosting.
yeah, I don't know what's going on tonight. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Good.
All right, yeah. When you kill this guy straight up, you do some pretty legit. He's dead. You do some pretty legit damage to him with the spray cannon.
Alright, I'll go ahead and go. I'm gonna go target the one guy that's left.
All right.
She's gonna turn and look at him, kind of rub her chest a little bit, get his attention,
A robot's rubbing your chest.
and then let go of the chest beam. Right? I think that's who had the chest beam, does it not?
Are you shitting me?
Are you using sign language, guy?
Send us the smoke signals, Ghost.
Oh, man, what a rough night this has been. All right, yes, you have a chest beam.
Alright, and that's it's reflex, so
That'd be like a stripper move, wouldn't it? You like put both hands over the chest, and then you do like the peekaboo as you open it.
You hit him. Go ahead and roll sense. It's a ranged weapon.
alright.
Over here, boys.
Oh yeah, this is probably that's gonna fucking do it, lads. Describe it.
The debauchery, rubbing her chest, and then it's just kind of like, Let's go with the chest beam right below where she's rubbing. And let it go ahead and hit him right in the face where it's looking. And just watch the head roll off in the distance.
Oh, the head just is disintegrated. I mean, it's a point-blank beam shot.
Ooh.
Well, boys, that was interesting.
Lujak over the comms. Excellent work,
Oh.
Elise.
Fritz immediately spins around. He's hunkered down looking for more. Once more of a fight.
Mhm. And yeah, you're getting. Cypher, you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay. You're getting calls in from your allies here that are on the ground with you.
What is their
This is
call sign? What's his squad call sign?
This is what's left of Gamma Squad. You remember them being 8 strong.
Ooh.
Last you remember.
Gamma Squad. This is Alpha Squad. Are you the only ones left?
Yeah, Alpha Squad. This is what's left of Gamma. Acting Squad Leader Corporal Jenkins. Where the hell were you guys?
Sorry, Corporal. It took us some time to get down here, but it seems you've done some quick shot work of these mechs.
Yeah, they did some pretty goddamn quick short work of us. We're down to 3 men before you guys got here. It's rough.
What were your orders before you got ambushed?
Well, on the mountain range out there, and he just sort of like comes by with the mech and is like pointing towards it. And, you know, you had to magnify it pretty hard. It's pretty far away. Well, that mountain range out there, there's a pretty large compound. It's moving out, you know, oil, metal refinery, everything. It's got a whole working base there. It's pumping out armory.
And I'm
They
assuming
think
the
it's one of
target
the...
still stands.
It does. We were trying to drop in with coordination with Omega, but Omega got shut out of the sky by something. They had some, I don't know, some aircraft defense weaponry. Just 2 major, huge cannons shot out and took out the entire goddamn ship. Omega never...
You cut out at Omega never stood a chance, I'm assuming.
Great. I'll try to get this resolved. Hold on.
Right.
Fuck's sake.
Oh man.
While we wait on Ghost, anybody watching? Blades and Blasters, your premier one-stop shop for everything RPG. Come check us out. You will not be disappointed.
Sponsored by Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew, radical red flavor coming to theaters here. I don't fucking know, dude. Any movies we want to plug? Anything good?
Okay, there we go. So I have to get back in. For whatever reason, my fucking CPU was running 100% for this shit. I was like, what the fuck?
It's because you're committed to the cause.
Yeah, 100% committed to blowing my fucking computer up. Alright. Mega never had a chance. Where was I? Oh, yes. Which parts did you hear? What didn't you hear?
We heard up to Omega never stood a chance, and there were 2 large cannons that took out the aircraft that was bringing the mechs in.
Yeah. Yeah, we tried to move in despite losing all of Omega, but the forces on their side shifted around without resistance, and we've been having a fighting retreat the whole way back. We had to take out that compound. There's all kinds of material in there. But we're screwed. My mech's almost at capacity for damage. I've got 6 men that are dead, wounded, whatever, out here strewn around the desert we gotta try to comb through and find. It's all bad news.
Lou Jack thinks for a bit, and is there a way to communicate back with the captain on the guiding light?
Absolutely.
And he kind of patches in and he says, "This is Alpha Squadron to guiding light. Lou Jack. Sergeant Lou Jack to captain. Come in, please."
This is Captain Abraham. Report in, Sergeant.
"Sergeant, we have what remains of Gamma Squadron. Unfortunately, there's just 2 mechs. Badly damaged, the rest of the squad is lost. There was heavy fighting. Bunch of tanks and mechs. It seems Gamma Squadron was supposed to take out a military installation. They have been unable to achieve the objective. Heavy resistance at the installation."
Understood, Sergeant. We're going to send down a couple of craft to pick up Gamma. I want you to take Alpha in. We'll support you from the skies as best we can.
"Affirmative, Captain. Can you send us any intel on the location and the route to it?"
One moment, and he hears a couple. He's sort of shouting orders to somebody, and they're responding to him. Not much as far as resistance. More of the same of what you fought as far as we understand from our aerial displays, but I do have some bad news.
"Go ahead, Captain. We're listening."
There are 2 experimental MPEs inside that compound that have been identified in previous encounters as belonging to Nora Strauss and Niori Ashitori, both aces in the Imperial Army. Be on your guard. They're much better than anyone you've faced so far.
"Affirmative, Captain. If the way today is going to go, I feel we might have 2 of our own aces to match up with them."
I certainly hope so, Sergeant. Best of luck. We'll do what we can from the skies.
"Thank you, Captain. Alpha Squadron out." And then turns to Gamma Squadron. He says, "Stay at location. Guiding light will send someone to pick you up. We are going to proceed on to the objective."
Alright. I know you came late, but we'd both be dead if it wasn't for you. Thanks for the assist, Alpha.
No, we have no problem finishing what you started.
"Don't mention it, Gamma Squadron. Stay safe." And then Lou Jack kind of patches into the Alpha Squadron. "Move out."
Alright, so everyone go ahead and replenish your... If you use luck, replenish it by 1, because it will be a scene change. Alright. So you're moving through, moving pretty quickly here through the range. And you start to approach the mountainous area ahead, previous to the base, but your scanners do start to pick up movement forward. As you scan the horizon, you see is an allied mech.
Just a lone allied mech?
Yeah, it's fairly heavily damaged. It's moving towards you pretty quickly. It didn't seem to know. It stopped when it saw you. You're getting very rapid attempts at communication.
We should check the secure comms first.
Yeah, and Lou Jack kind of reaches out. "Identify yourself."
Private Corbray, Omega.
And Lou Jack will kind of try to do some sort of like handshake check to ensure that it's actually, in times of war there should be like some sort of like code check to know that it's actually one of ours and not a decoy, right?
Yeah, just you want to do Thunder Flash?
Lollapalooza.
Laugh-a-palooza. Trust me, it's me. Yeah, that is, believe it or not, that is the code.
And he says, "Report, Corporal."
It's all bad. My team got shot down on the way down. Their ship was torn to pieces. I'm trying to skirt through, but I've been taking random fire from the enemy. I saw something horrible.
What was that? Did you see?
Those mechs, the experimental ones. There were more than just me that made the drop. There were 4 of us, but it only took one of those mechs to destroy all the others. It was horrible, and he's just like sort of quivering. You can see in the it's like face comms.
All right, Corporal, calm down. And I'm sending you these coordinates. Make your way there. Gamma Squadron is being picked up by guiding light. It's gonna be okay, Corporal.
All right.
We're gonna
All
take
right.
it from here.
All right. Thank you, Alpha. I appreciate. And as he's going through here, you see an exo flying through the air from where he was coming from, and just a ripple of beam fire comes from it towards him. Oh man. And he gets just absolutely, you see him on the face cam just screams, just blasted right through the cockpit, and the torso and head, and his mech just explodes in a ball of flame as the MPE flies around and sort of comes to a hover. That one nearly got away. This is definitely Strauss. And just so people can see, because she's fairly infamous. So I can show the players. Yeah.
I thought Fritz betrayed us for a second.
No.
Oh, I see we have data on her stats, huh?
Yeah. You're well aware. There are others who approach as well, including a very strange but heavily armored looking mech that approaches. If I can ever get this to token layer. There we go. Along with a couple of the other types you've already fought. And you recognize this as belonging to Niori Ashitori, who you also have data on. Known infamously as the Machine Man, because he is he's more android than man at this point.
Oh man.
Oh my.
And they all sort of gear up around and say, "Ah, I see Alpha Squadron has come to play. How exciting."
Hey Fritz. Will you kindly show them what the rear end looks like when you hold their head in your hand?
Said that's Strauss.
Yeah.
Okay. As soon as the guy is getting erupted, it's basically along the lines of "Mein Gott!" And then once he blows up and he hears a German accent on the other side and it going like that, he's not even going to wait for orders. He's just going to immediately kick it into overdrive and he's going to go, "Fick dich, mein Arschloch!" That's German for "fuck you, asshole." And he's going to try to immediately close in on Strauss.
Sure. Go for it. Reflexes. We'll kick it off and do it live. How rude. She's gonna try to dodge away from me because she wants no part of that.
I get that bonus for closing.
Oh, she's about to get away. This is a flying mech, so imagine how quick you have to be to do this. Hers can fly, so go ahead and
overcharge the legs and basically use the terrain and run alongside of a mountain and up to its apex and then leap as high as I can to catch up with her.
Oh, go for it. Let's see this dice.
And of course I'm coming in with the 4 swords. So. Oh, come on, please hit.
No.
Just
Very close. You're keeping her close though. Yeah, you get close and you see that slight bit of hesitation. Like she doesn't react as quick as she was before when she was just shooting the guy and turning on dimes basically, and then she sees the sword comes back and maybe the instinct kicks in, but she just barely, like it just like clips the very front of her torso. It's, oh my god, you're fast! And she's just sort of like trying to dodge around and just get a gauge for how quick you move.
And
Next.
Lou Jack gets on the comm, Fritz, and then kind of realizes what Fritz has done, and he kind of reaches out to Elise, bring that bitch down, and roll will to give her a 1D. No luck die, let's see how it goes. Yes! Boom!
Oh my god! Alright.
Oh, I copy that, Sergeant. And I'm gonna take an aim over at her, following orders completely.
Yeah, so you're in long right now.
So I got moved closer.
Well, you've got long-range weapons, I think. Let me see. What do you have exactly?
I got the experimental beam rifle.
Yeah, that would be
beam
long.
blaster. So she's gonna use the beam blaster.
Okay, so you get a +1 die on the reflex from Lee Jack's ability.
Excellent.
Ooh! Alright.
Let's see what
Roll
you got,
sense.
lady. And I'm gonna add a luck die to it.
Ooh.
There's only room for one cat around here.
She will as well.
Ooh!
Ooh. You hit her though. Man. So you hit her and it does quite a bit of damage. It smashes through. It's weird. It's sort of like she doesn't have wings in a normal sense, but you do see that there are like some sort of like gliders that are just sort of propelling her around. And you nick one of those, and she sort of stumbles a bit, but she's able to compensate for it and make it work. But yeah, it's probably a bit of a sweaty moment for her because she took it clean to that glider.
Nice move.
Alright, and I believe we just have Mr. Duchovny left.
These damn rookies. And I'm gonna go take a shot at German lady. I'm gonna use a luck die too.
Alright, go ahead. So you're rolling 5 dice on the reflex.
Yeah, I can't put 2 luck dice on this.
No, you can just roll a d6 after, it's fine. She'll use one as well. Oh, you hit her.
Can I also use a luck die for damage, or?
Yeah, you can use another luck die.
Yeah, there you go. I'm using both. I gotta take out the head.
Alright. Oh! Wow. Alpha Squad ain't taking no shit. How do you do it?
Like I said, I'm worrying about my rookies going to combat, charging off. So my fatherly instinct kicks in on my sights, right? Which is has Take the shot.
Yeah, so you wait for this opening, take the shot. She's like, you see her, you sort of get a line like she's trying to fly erratic because she realizes she's being shot at. Shit, you would have even got an additional die because Narvo shot at her as well. So I mean, you would have hit her for sure. But yeah, make sure you remind me of that. The range stuff. Remember that stuff because the range stuff. If you shoot the same target over and over again, it does stack with bonus dice. But you catch her. She sort of flies erratic, but you catch this pattern for a minute. She likes to do this like pirouette circle thing that she did twice. You catch her mid circle and just. Which one did you use? Your rifle or your shoulder cannon?
This would be the rifle.
You just catch her with the rifle. And you actually bisect the mech, and you hear, you guys hear her scream as it rips in half and explodes. And Duchovny just killed an Imperial ace with one good shot.
Fritz is immediately 999.
Alright, and I think that's everybody, so now it's on to them. So these MPEs are going to try to close the distance on Fritz. So if you want to oppose it, that's fine. If not, they just get in.
No, that's fine.
Okay. This one is going to try to close the distance on Narvo. They're in mid-range right now. Or no, you're probably in long. Over a mountain. We'll call it long. They're going to move up, though. They're going to move up one. And you can attempt to roll reflex dice against them if you want to remain at long range, or just let them go to mid.
I'm gonna go ahead and roll it. Might as well.
Okay. So you're rolling against... Okay, so the MPE doesn't get in to mid, and neither does he. What about you, Demi? Are you alright with them being in mid-range?
Nah, we'll open fire with my, what's the salvos?
Oh, you'd have to roll reflex to see if you can keep them at mid.
I mean, that's how I'm gonna describe it, you know?
Yeah, I got you. Try to make them back off as opposed to you backing away.
Womp.
No, they both get into mid. So Narvo remains at long, but they're closing on Duchovny.
Wait, if I was that long, there would have been another die, right? I don't know, because if they're coming in, do I still use a die for shooting at long, or?
Let's see your skill. Yeah, for you, I mean, it's only 2 when you're attacking, when you get the +1 to reflex. This is them trying to move in on you and you trying to keep them away.
Yeah.
So this is like an opposed reflex roll for positioning. It's not attacking. So we'll do attacks starting with the top 2 on get Strauss out of there. She's fucking dead. Top 2 attacks melee in with Fritz. They're both going to get a bonus die for each round. 13. Nope. And the second one, 16.
Would it be just one roll for me against their 2?
They're separate attacks, so I'd say.
Okay. 9.
So they're pushing in on you, and neither one of them particularly skilled, but it's 2 suits bearing down on one. So as you're parrying through, dodging around, one of them does get lucky and clips your leg as you're parrying away with his heat sword. All right. Now we go to the.
Do I have to do a roll off for damage? Or?
Oh shit, you're right. Damn, I'm fucking up tonight, boys. It's gonna be your athletics versus their strength. You just take 1 point. Alright. Now we're on to the ace. So the ace is not... Ashitori is not a fan of Duchovny shooting down Strauss, so he's kind of moving forward. And you see a couple of barrels open up in the chest, and then a bunch of micro missiles come flying out towards Duchovny. He will use a luck die.
Oh man. And I roll reflex, right? Posing?
Yep.
Or...
Mm-hmm.
That's the wrong one.
It's alright. So he hits you. It's gonna be sense versus athletics. So you're gonna be your athletics. Alright, so you tank this shit. It only does 1 point of damage to you. You tank this shit. It's micro. These are micro missiles. I mean, they hurt, but you've been through worse.
Is that right? Should I have 9 athletics?
Yes.
Okay, alright.
Yeah. That is literally your only defense. Because your reflex for dodging shit's garbage. That is a tank of the mech. It was meant to be that way.
That's why I always act last in a round. Just
Yeah.
gotta-
Keep it in character. Alright, and then, so you'll take 1 point from that, and then the last one is going to try to just open up a few shots on Elise. Keep her honest. Nope.
Take a little more than that.
Absolutely disgusting. You guys again?
Lujak, can he close up with these guys? Or was that...
I call that mid.
Okay, so can I do that and then do my other action, or would this be my full turn?
No, you can move and attack.
Okay. So I'm actually gonna move to kind of give young Fritz some cover, and I'm gonna on the comms call out to Daryl, like, Daryl, can you please dismantle that fucking rice cooker? On like open comms so that Pussy Tori can actually hear it as well.
Oh man.
Roger that.
Yes. He has plus
Oh
1D.
man. Plus 1D to your reflex. He is in mid range though, so you won't get your long range bonus, but you still get to roll 4 dice.
Can't he move and attack? Try to get out of it?
Oh, you could. You could try to get. It would be an opposed reflex roll because he wants to close the distance on you, so he's gonna keep trying to move forward while you're moving back. You can try to do an opposed reflex and use your die on that. It's up to you.
Just
Yeah, 'cause
gotta wait.
I'm about to say, isn't the Covenant's better at long range?
Yeah, he gets a plus D to reflexes, so he gets a better chance to hit it long. You could use it to attack him. It's up to you how you use your extra bonus die.
Yep. I'm just gonna wait to be last. Gotta keep in character. Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so Eloise is gonna look at the rice cooker as our sergeant. So we put it. Take a nice little, because they're mid-range now, right? Well, it don't matter.
He's mid range.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and use the rifle anyways.
And those are mainly just for flavor. You take a penalty in close quarters with stuff like that, but you can use whatever. It's all flavor. Oh, man. You fire the beam and you see his he catches you just at the last moment. He sort of like does a side dodge, it sort of twists a bit, and it flies past him and knocks off some of the rocks in the mountain.
She's gonna be looking at her gun, like what the hell, shaking it around.
Fritz.
That's Lujak that came up to me.
Yep.
Oh, okay. He's secretly throwing a tantrum in his cockpit because he couldn't defeat the Strauss, and while he's doing so, these two come to engage, and he lets his anger get the better of him. That's why he winds up getting wounded. Then he spins around and sees another third mech coming in, and that's his commandant. So he immediately goes, no reason for you to come here, my commandant. He says, I'm just finishing things up, and I'll be with you in a minute. Spins around and tries to scissor cross his blades against this one.
Alright.
Okay.
It's the top one, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. They do that. Pose reflex. Oh, baby. Roll, strength. Oh, wow, he rolled pretty good.
I wish to double it with a luck point to make it 24.
Ooh. Oh, shit, that is how that works, isn't it?
Yep.
What? This whole time.
Shock and awe, he basically.
Yeah, that's
Oh
what
my
happens.
god, yeah,
No one reads the rules. We don't know.
So that, yeah, because that would be 12 over. So how do you destroy this thing in one go after it was untouched?
Yeah, as he says, I'll be with you in a minute, my commandant. And he just immediately overcharges his blades, and he just crosses them in front of him and cuts the mech in half right at the waist, right in the center part. Like the legs fall to the left and the torso falls to the right.
And it's just like a freeze frame moment. And this dust settles around, and it falls over. This instant death inside there, and then Duchovny.
All right, first I'm gonna try getting a long range, so reflex.
All right.
I keep doing that.
Someone's fast.
Yeah, no, it's a 9.
Oh nope. Yep. Yeah, he remains in mid. He's still progressing on you.
All right, so I'm gonna use. He's been fired upon, so I get a +1, right?
That's correct.
Cool. So I'm just gonna take a shot with the +1 from second shot of the day, or whatever you want to call it.
Don't forget your +1D from Lujak as well.
Do I have to use that, or can I use that for damage?
Oh, you can use it for damage, yeah. You want to do that?
Yeah, I'm saving that for now.
Okay.
$13? Oh, shit. Alright, well...
Yeah, so you shoot at him, and is this with your beam rifle, your missiles, or shoulder cannon?
I guess because I was attempting to run, earlier, I was using the missiles,
So missiles are sort of landing all around, but you see him aggressively pushing through here in the hills, just coming full bore at you. Saying that you're quite the threat with all the armament. But then, upon hearing, and are you on open comms, Ian? Whenever you're talking to Lujak, or is that closed?
Oh, to Lujak, I'd just be responding to him, so it'd be closed internal.
Okay. All right, so maybe he won't then. Oh, but Lujak did say on open comms something about a rice cooker.
Yeah.
And so Ashitori stops on a dime and looks over at Lujak and says, "Rice cooker. This is the epitome of Eastern Empire technology. A fact I will show to you now." And is gonna forgo Duchovny now and go to Lujak. And it's gonna try to close, so if you want to remain in close, you can. If not, you'd be opposed reflex to move away. Lifer. He's not sure.
Maybe.
Sorry, I was muted. No, I'm going to remain in
Alright.
close, kind of be like interference between him and Fritz. I don't want to let Fritz be open like that, so I'm going to remain there.
Okay. He's gonna try to. So you see, he holds his fist out toward you. And then his fist detaches, flying along with wire support. It has propulsion on it. He's trying to just basically rocket punch you, with his mech. So it's gonna be reflex versus reflex.
Sounds good.
The close
I'm gonna
quarters attack.
use my luck die. One luck die for that.
Okay. Oh! Inches past your mech's head, and then flies back, curves around the wire, and he just sort of puts his hands up, and you can see they both got propulsion. Sort of like you see blue, like glimmering light beneath them. He's readied up like a boxer, but these are punches that can fly. Okay, so this one up top will not get a round bonus on anybody because this is all even up here. So evens are Wolf. He's going after Fritz. Reflexes. Yeah.
Not today, mein Freund.
So yeah, he comes in with his sword, but this guy's, I mean, you outclassed them. The only reason they even touched you last time is because you were mad and there were more than one. And the last one, he will try to close the distance on Duchovny. You see him, he's going for his heat sword, and it's going to try to close the distance on Duchovny.
Reflex. Why do I keep doing that?
You want to go fast. You want to roll 5 dice instead of 3. Oh man. So now he's gonna try to hit you. This heat sword. You see the heat sword come out, and he screams at you, "Ah!" over open channel, trying to just wreck you.
All right, so I get -1 to this.
Mhm.
So 4.
Wait,
Okay,
why,
so 4.
why reflexes again?
Sorry.
Isn't it supposed
No,
to...
his reflexes for him to try to. So
run
he's trying
away.
to close the distance, and then yeah, because he needed to get in the close to hit to come in with the sword. So you said a -1 to it.
Yeah, so I rolled a 5, so it's a 4 on my reflex, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Well, no, you just dropped the next die in the sequence, so it would be an 8.
Oh,
I think
okay.
that's how. I mean, I think that's how I intended it. Let me see. I just want to read that again.
No, that would make it. Oh yeah, I guess.
-1D. Yeah. So
Yeah, I got you.
so yeah, it would have been an 8. So yeah, it's going to be strength versus athletics.
No, at
My
least.
bad. That's athletics. Jesus Christ. Yeah, there you go. That's more.
Yeah.
He
but
couldn't
because
beat me.
yeah, he can't. But because of the drawback for the suit, you do take 2 points of damage instead of 1 because you are a big lumbering target in melee. So he rolls up and sort of shears off a good portion. He shears off your shoulder cannon and calibrated. And it sort of rolls to the ground. So you hear electrical crackling and things like that on the outside of your exo. And now it's back to you lot.
So Lou Jack kind of on the open mic laughs. The epitome of a broken, defunct empire. And then on the internal comms, he tells Fritz, you want to make up for that previous loss? Take this bitch out. And my willpower to give him +1d.
Do it.
Let's work. Oh,
Oh.
shit. The one time it should work.
Well.
How can I have an idea, but what would I have to do in order to engage him?
Tell me about it. What's the plan?
Hop down to voice channel 2 real quick.
Okay.
I want to rip off his head. I want to start like bashing into him. I don't know, dude. What's he gonna say? So, you guys come here often?
Sometimes.
On the weekends.
Oh my. I haven't seen around these parts.
What's a fine mech like you doing in a dump like this?
Oh, good lord.
We've got an audience today. Watching right now are Fleur and Doc.
Alright, we figured that out.
Alright. Go ahead and do that first one.
Uh-huh. Got that one. Okay, so now opposed. And then we'll describe it all in full at the end for everybody's fun. Additional die on that also.
Do it.
18. Oh yeah. That makes perfect sense too.
Okay.
And then athletics, strength versus athletics, you get a bonus die for this one as well.
And I'm spending my last luck point to double it to a 46.
Oh shit.
Describe this for everybody.
Okay, well, if you're as soon as you give the command to take care of this piece of shit, Fritz immediately snaps his head inside his cockpit. So then he turns the mech and he's checking his sensor array and he realizes he still has a bogey on him. So he immediately tries to break free of it from its engagement, and he manages to dodge. And what he does is he grabs hold of Lujak, the back of his mech, with one hand. And as he's grabbing with his one hand, he literally clambers over the top of his mech, kicks his thrusters, and springs into the air and comes down with both of his force blades into the chest of the rice cooker. And as he does, he goes, "Oberschlung Ficker!" It's basically surprise fucker. And he just drives it down to the center mass chest, both energy blades.
And he just smashed through, and he had the open mic on because he was just throwing battle cries at Lujak trying to hit him, and then he's honey, ow, and then he just hunches over for a moment and then looks up at the sky and explodes after you rip your blades out. Jesus. From full to nothing. Alright. It's well spent. Elise. I guess top that.
That's possible. So Elise is gonna look over at the mech moving in against the company over there. And, oh, where do you think you're going, sweetie?
hit him. Is this a ranged attack or?
Yeah, it's with the beam rifle.
Okay.
Because I'm pretty sure it didn't close distance on me, so he closed
it's
distance on the company.
Yeah.
Alright. And then I'm gonna throw on a, because the sun's right.
Yep.
I'm gonna throw on like luck die too.
Okay.
Not so fast, darling. Not so fast.
You do 2 to him. You blast him pretty good. Yeah, his beamer just cuts through and shears off a bunch of the front plate of his armor as he's coming forward. And he kind of he was about to strike Duchovny, and he pauses, kind of backs up, like, huh? And Duchovny.
All right. So this would be my first melee attack. It's just still reflex, right?
Yeah, it is.
I'm gonna attempt to tackle him into the ground or a mountainside, and I'm gonna use Zypher's inspiration from earlier in this one.
Oh, you never did use it, did you?
Nope.
Fair enough. I'll allow it. Go ahead. Oh, it would have been so good. Wow, 662.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
What's up? He was shot at, but I'm doing
No.
a melee attack.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, you go for it, but he's a bit quick, and he kind of sidesteps it. He's gonna try to go in on you again. Oh, not today. So he swings, and it's just sort of this life or death right now for you, and it comes barely past you, trying to go for a midsection cut across your body, but you had the momentum from attempting the tackle, and you just keep using it forward to, get your dodge as well. And then this other one is going to try to go in on, even is Fritz. It's going after Fritz again.
Bastard. Don't fetch me now.
Nope. You guys again?
I'm gonna go attack with my. I think I have a heat sword.
Yeah, you do.
Yes.
You do.
Heat sword is reflex as well.
It is. All attacks are reflex versus
Okay.
reflex. It's just difference in damage.
So reflex.
Oh my god. So he's fighting desperate now. He just saw his commander go down. So you go bring the sword out, and he kind of just barely parries away. He's backstepping, trying to keep his eyes on both of you at the same time. So whoever wants to go next,
Alright. I'm engaged in this melee combat. I want to take another swing at him.
do it.
So he swings wide, right? So I try to circle around him with my heavy-ass mech and try to, take him down like a grapple, like a takedown, you know?
You gonna Zangief him? Alright, go ahead.
Yeah. I'm using a luck one on this.
Oh
Last
man.
one.
Here we go. Oh shit. Alright, go ahead.
So I loop around him, wrap my arms around him. This is strength.
It is.
I don't have anything I can invoke, so bam. Oh shit.
Alright, but he was messed up, so describe it.
Yeah, like I said, he swings wide, so I go around over him, wrap my big old burly arms, and I sort of suplex him in a way, like a mech suplex into the mountainside. Sparks go flying.
And as you grab him, he's like, "What? No!" And over this open mic, and just gets pile drive. He's just screaming the whole time, and then scream to stop. So you pile drive him, smash him into this mountain.
I don't do
God.
well in close quarters.
I noticed that.
As Fritz is recovering from the explosion of sparks from the dead Japanese guy, he is slowly beginning to spin around to react to the remaining mech, allowing Elise a chance to pop a shot in between their commandant and myself to finish it off if you want to.
Do it.
Well, I'll give it a go there, sweetie.
Assuming that was what you would do. Shoot
Ah.
at it.
I think it's one thing.
Just hit one of you guys.
I'm just saying the floor.
Oh man, hope I don't get like all ones or something. That'd be horrible. Shoot both of you at the same time.
It still fucking hit this guy, so I mean...
In my mind, I'm just picturing him spinning around. Oh shit, there's one behind me, and as soon as I spin around, his head goes.
Oh yeah. Roll for sense.
Oh man, another luck that I do it.
Oh man.
Make
Alright.
sure I get the job done this time. There you go, darling.
Oh god, I would say so. Alright, describe it.
She's hovering in the air, keeping her distance from the one that just went down, looks up and sees Frisch doing a spin around and sees her shot, takes it. It's kind of a fast shot. It's not something that she can aim greatly, you know, because she's moving. And she just hopes for the best. Spray and pray it.
Alright, you smash this guy's... It goes right between the sergeant and Fritz and just hits him right in the chest piece. He just sort of like falls backwards as the hole opens up in his chest, and just another massive explosion there. Boom, over the mountainside.
Yeah,
So lovely.
downward shot in between us, and Fritz be like, ah!
So you see out, like not far from here in the distance, there's several of the tanks coming in, but the guiding light from above shoots out a couple of its beam cannons and just rips through it. And they're moving in on the base, but as you know, you guys mop up here and take stock of everything that's just been accomplished. 2 aces of the Imperial side have just died in one fight. Just like nothing, which is absurd. But as you guys are sort of taking stock and you know recovering, you're getting comm calls from the guiding light, Lujak.
This is Alpha Squadron. Come in, guiding light.
Alpha Squadron, we need you to return immediately to the guiding light now.
Affirmative, Captain. We are on our way. Please give me the rendezvous points.
We're going to be bringing the ship down, and that's not something that happens at all, ever.
Affirmative, Captain. And then he on the internal comms, Alpha Squadron, round up, double time to the guiding light. She is coming down.
So the guiding light sort of it just hones in on your location here. And let's make sure, I swear, yeah, I did make the tokens, thank God. Guiding light comes down. It just sort of lands out in the field over here. Hangar doors open to bring all the mechs in. And you see the anti-air cannons are shooting at something up in the sky just constantly as it's coming down. And if you happen to look...
Yeah, Lujak will definitely look.
So you guys are not up here, by the way. Just in case you were wondering.
Not yet.
You see something just unbelievable.
The fuck?
2 wings, claws, and a giant maw. Death descends from the sky and the stars. What can only be described as a dragon is flying through the air, shooting breaths of fire indiscriminately. The base you were heading towards is engulfed in a ball of flame. Blue flame spreads all across the base. You hear screams even from this distance. Men and women covered in burning death. reduced to near ash, fighting other ships in the air, Imperial and Alliance alike. And then you get the call in from the captain. I can imagine you see now, Sergeant, why we needed to land.
Affirmative, Captain. Alpha Squadron loading up, and he kind of proceeds to run up the ramp and get into the loading bay.
They load everybody in, and
Yeah, going in, looking up at the sky, just like, was zum Teufel?
What in the world?
What in tarnation?
so they bring you into the hangar bay, and as soon as you guys bring the suits in, the engineers are on it immediately, helping you get out and beginning repairs. Any damages that were suffered in the fights. And the captain is actually down there to greet all of you. Oh. He sort of waits until everybody's gathered out and finished doing what they do with their mechs.
Lujack steps forward and he says, Captain, may I present to you Alpha Squadron's ace killers? And he points to Elise and Fritz. Worthy additions to the squadron, Captain, and to the ship.
He nods and, yes, congratulations to both of you, and to you as well, Sergeant. It was a daring attack to make, despite being outnumbered and, well, what we thought was outgunned, but I suppose those aces were just fairy tales to be shut down by true warriors such as yourselves.
That is correct, Captain. Mechs in the right hands are always better than just tin cans that the Imperials float out from their bases.
True, but we can only hope the Imperials are made of a bit sterner stuff. This new threat has arrived, and it does not care who believes in what, and what side of the world you're on.
Do we have any information on what that creature is, Captain?
I'm not one to believe in fairy tales, Sergeant, but it can only be best described as a dragon. We lost contact with Luna Base out on the moon about a month ago. We thought that it was just an Imperial incursion, but some survivors that fled said they were monsters in the skies over Luna. He shakes his head. Space. Can you believe that? Beings that come from space look like dragons.
It is absurd, Captain. And just that one being destroyed an entire base with a few breaths.
They have devastating power, Sergeant. And there's more than just the one. Reports from the colonies nearby Earth state there's an entire flotilla.
At that point, Lujack has no words. He's just looking at the captain.
We've made a decision. We're going to do all that we can to stop this in space before it gets to Earth, because if it does, we'll have no chance.
Captain, it might seem a little wishful thinking, but maybe it is time we signed a peace accord with the Imperials and joined forces against this new threat.
He nods. High Command agrees with you, Sergeant. They've already issued a formal accord, at least a ceasefire, until we deal with this. They haven't responded yet.
fools that they are, they could have responded quicker, and maybe we would have had 2 more aces by our sides had we not destroyed them today. It's like working with a dumb cousin.
Indeed. The Polynesian Accord, however, have gathered what forces they have. They don't have much of a navy and flotilla, space fleet, but every little bit helps. And the colonies, what little they have, they've provided as well. We're going to do what we can, even if the Imperials don't show. We're the only hope that Earth has. If this flotilla gets to Earth, he shakes his head, they wouldn't have a chance. We're refitting your exosuits for space combat. They'll be a bit lighter, better thrusters, won't require them to be on ground. We've even figured something out for Duchovny, though it is going to require some bit of assistance.
Lujak
Calling me
just,
fat.
Lujak just kind of can't help himself. Even though speaking to the captain, he kind of gives out a laugh. Yes, the company could stand to lose some weight, Captain. The company's Mech.
Indeed, but we had a different situation in mind, and he sort of points over to some modifications that they're making to your mech, Lujak, and they're adding. They're taking away a lot, and they're adding a lot of rotating parts. It's weird. It's like an interchangeable thing. You're not really sure what's going on. You can make a int roll if you want.
Yes, I
See if
will
you
do
can kinda-
an intro on that. What are they doing to my mech? Leave my mech alone. I'm gonna use a luck die on that.
Sure.
It's army mech.
21.
All right. You are pretty sure that what they're doing, because you look around and you see what they're taking parts from, because they're taking parts out of the hangar, obviously, to make this thing work. They have some stuff that they have in boxes that was specifically brought here for something. It looks like they're taking a lot of the wings and gliders from some of the transports you guys use and working it in seamlessly into the mech's framework, which is crazy for them to do.
Captain, are you saying my mechs can actually fly in space?
We're going to try something we've never tried before, Lujak. Your mech was always fairly customizable, being an officer class. Well, we're going to give it the ability to transform.
Transform, Captain?
Yes, you'll be able to alternate between a gunship platform, which Duchovny will be able to stand on the back on. He can, of course, hover in space on his own, but this will improve his mobility, and have the two of you be able to work together, flying around, repositioning him as necessary.
Most excellent, Captain.
Indeed. You'll still maintain the ability to transform into your regular mech status, but this will provide its own range of benefits. You'll get used to the new equipment we've installed. It's very seamless.
Lujak is kind of smiling ear to ear with his new support capabilities. A gunship platform, Captain. Well, that is something I would like to see, most definitely.
You'll be getting to see it very soon. We make part to the outside of the Earth's atmosphere within 2 hours. Do what you can before then. It may be the last time you ever get to relax.
Affirmative, Captain. Come, Fritz. Time to get you drunk.
2 hours of drunk.
2 hours of drunk. 1 hour of drunk and 1 hour of detox.
So you guys have got some